Oh, hey there. Thanks for coming by to story time. Oh, that's not the right hat for a book about fishing. Ollie plays golf needs a fishing hat. I wear this one when I go fishing because it covers up my neck from the sun and it looks cool. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Clay Winnell Books and the second edition of Storytime. Today, we're going to be reading my second book. Last week, we talked about Ollie plays golf. This one is called Ollie Goes Fishing. Have you ever been fishing before? If you haven't, you need to check it out. It's really, really fun. Let me get this hat situated. All right. Very cool. Ollie Goes Fishing goes a little something like this. One bright sunny morning while rinsing his dish, Ollie announced his desire to fish. Whoops. We'll start over. One bright sunny morning while rinsing his dish, Ollie announced his desire to fish. That sounds like fun, said Ollie's mom, Lauren. Go wake up your dad. I still hear him snoring. Lure squirming in hand, Ollie skipped as he said, "It's time to go fishing. Wake up, sleepyhead." "Oh, sounds like a plan," yawned Ollie's dad, Luke, prompting O-Man to jig with his rubbery fluke. Luke hopped out of bed, tied the lace on his shoe, and followed his son to go grab their canoe. They strapped the green boat to the roof of the truck as their doggie named Lula rolled round in the muck. Look at Lula getting all muddy. Now, Ollie bathed Lula while Luke packed their gear, life jackets and paddles, nets, rods, and root beer. Once Lula was clean, Ollie ran to go see what help to his mama that he could now be. Ollie found his mama sitting at their kitchen table, sorting through their jumbled tackle just as best as she was able. The reels in their line were a tangled nest, so the spools gave no slack when their buttons were pressed. The faux lizards and worms had melted together, and one of the flies was missing a feather. The swivels were mixed with the bobbers and weights, and the whole tackle box reeked of catfish baits. Ew! A teachable moment on fishing right here. You'll spend more time afloat if you care for your gear. Once they made sense of the jumbled headache, the family set off for their favorite lake. That looks nice. As they pushed off the dock, young Ollie could see how peaceful and fun that fishing must be. It's like a nice day. As a first-time angler, he had much to learn. Like mom's up in the bow, dad's back in the stern. That means front and back. Bow is front, stern is back. And the boat stayed straight when paddled here and here on opposite sides. But both oars on one side caused the craft to veer. See how it's turning? They're both on one side of the boat, so it's going to go that way. They paddled past some critters as they neared their destination, like a frog, a duck, a turtle, and a freshwater crustacean. Called a crawdaddy or a crawfish, depending on where you live. Ollie's daddy dropped the anchor once they reached his lucky cove, his secret fishing spot near a weeping willow grove. Look at that catfish. What's up, catfish? With Ollie in position to fish at long last, his mama prepped a pole and taught her son how to cast. I think I got this, said a confident Ollie, as his inaugural cast wrapped some branches on a tree. Uh-oh. Looks like it's stuck in the tree. Ollie tried to free the lure as he pulled with all his might, but the branch nor bait would budge. So his mama stopped the fight. She snipped the line with pliers to end their piscatorial plight, and then she demonstrated how she'd tied the knot so tight. If you don't get anything out of Ollie Goes Fishing, at least remember a clinch knot. This is an illustration of how to tie a clinch knot. It's the one knot you need for fishing. Ollie's second cast crossed past his daddy's line, so they hatched a plan together so they wouldn't intertwine. Ollie's Ollie kept his rod tip high while his daddy held his low, so their hooks could pass each other without snagging down below. Ollie's third attempt was for sure a sight to see, as he placed his bait just right beneath the shadow of a tree. As his lure breached the water, Ollie finally got his wish when he saw his bait emerge inside a massive leaping fish. Look at that lunker. Do you know what kind of fish that is? That's a largemouth bass. As the lunker lugged the lure, Ollie's reel began to scream, and his quickly shrinking spool was nearly spitting steam. That fish is tugging. When the fish began to tire, Ollie tightened up the drag, as his parents had encouraged him to land the scaly snag. When you're fishing, there's something called drag, and it adjusts how hard it is to pull the line out of the reel. So when you want to fight a fish and it's really going crazy, you want that drag to be low so the fish can take it for a while. And so he can pull, but then once he gets tired, then you regain the momentum and you put the drag up, and then all of a sudden you got the upper hand. The game of tug of war pursued for nearly half an hour till the stalemate was broken by an evening thunder shower. While the family paddled back to reach the shelter of the shore, Ollie kept the fight alive, his straining muscles strong but sore. As they reached the dock, the storm was nearly nipping at their heels. So Ollie's folks then cut the line despite their son's appeals. They grabbed their gear and raced inside the safety of the truck, while their disappointed son bemoaned his awful fishing luck. As they watched the raindrops splash upon the surface of the lake, Ollie's parents told their son about the lesson he should take. They call it fishing for a reason, not catching, don't you see? And the time we spent together means much more than that trophy. And that is Ollie Goes Fishing. Thanks for being with me today on Storytime. You can find Ollie Goes Fishing on Amazon, along with my other books, Ollie Plays Golf and Sandbaggery, The Art of Winning at All Costs from A to Z, which will be a story time for adults next Saturday at 5 p.m. Have a good day, everybody.